It's the holiday season, and Melvin or I don't dress like this every single day, but this is our Parent ProTech Holiday Gift Guide. If you want to see all of our recommendations for safe tech and non-tech gifts for your kids this holiday season, you can check it out. You can go to the top of this playlist to see our full list, or you can also go to parentprotech.com and you will see our complete guide there. Next up, we're talking about tablets. Now, I'm curious, Melvin, you're a dad. I'm not a dad yet. I hope to be a dad one day. I'm not a dad.
But you're a dog dad.
I am a dog dad. I mean, we've met Olive, so I am a dog dad. Yes. But at what point was a tablet introduced in your home? Like, or how have you navigated the world of having a tablet with your daughter?
Yeah, when it comes to, that's a great question. You know, everyone's different. Every family's different. I know that we didn't introduce a tablet to our daughter until she was, until she was, I think, two-ish.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I'll tell you this, it's not like we gave her a tablet and just walked away and said, all right, have fun. Honestly, we had a long flight ahead of us. We flew from from LA to Charlotte, North Carolina. That was a 5-hour flight, and we were delayed like hours. So we had gotten into this agreement, my wife and I, to get her a tablet to watch maybe like for an hour on the flight, just to help kill some time. She's obviously gonna nap. And then we brought it out after that, like long road trips or when we would fly again. Like it was just for us, that was the best thing to do because we didn't want her to get hooked on the tablet and want the tablet. So that was a time where we introduced her. And till this day, I mean, she doesn't really use her tablet, but maybe like a couple hours a week. But it just started with that base foundation and that understanding that this isn't something that you're going to, get and have complete 24/7 access to, but there are restrictions and there are scenarios that we want you to have this tablet for entertainment purposes or even educational purposes, because, the Amazon tablets and the tablets that we'll mention are very educational. So that's what we did. Yeah.
That's great. One of our partner organizations, the Digital Wellness Lab, if anyone out there wants to go and kind of see recommendations, they have some great science-backed, research-backed recommendations on what's appropriate when. But one of their founders, Dr. Rich, he talks about exactly what you guys did, Melvin, and being so intentional and strategic about, the way that you introduce it. And yeah, I think even recently you told me that your daughter said at one point that you considered it a win when she said, hey, I want to go outside and play. Like that's her default instead of picking up the tech.
Yeah, no,
that's incredible.
That's what I call a parenting flex, when your child chooses outdoors over technology. That's a big fun.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, yes. Hey, I'm proud of you. That's your dad of the year right there. So talking about tablets, there's a few we have here, and briefly we just want to highlight kind of some details of why we think they're good products to consider. The first being the Amazon Fire HD 8 Kids Pro. That was a mouthful. Now with these Amazon tablets, I mean, they are very affordable. They are very widespread. They have some really solid parental controls. They also have kids profiles that can grow with your child as they get older. Also, if you've used a Kindle or any other Amazon Fire tablet before, you'll be familiar with many, many ads. And in many cases, you have to pay to get around those ads. If you don't mind seeing those, it's just something to be aware of. That can be a challenge when you're on the device. Also, it's important to keep in mind if you want a tablet that's going to grow with your child, this is not going to be ideal for creative projects or anything that requires a lot of computing, but for an entry-level tablet, this is perfect. Next up, we're recommending the iPad. And it's important to note, as over time, there's been more and more of these iPads released, and now they have pro models, but they also have very basic entry-level models. And I think this one here is retailing for what, $300, Melvin? Is that correct?
Yeah, $300, which is actually not bad. I mean, it's $300, you'll notice that leaves your bank account for most people. But I mean, $300 for a device that can do so much and that your child can grow into and use it for multiple purposes. I mean, it's actually not a bad deal.
Yeah. And the iPad, I think, is ideal if you have a child who's really creative, who's into art, who wants to maybe play games or create or build and like Minecraft, for example, or something comparable to that. With an iPad, you're going to have more computing power. You're also going to have a really solid, just well-built device. They're very durable. And if you pair it especially with like an OtterBox or a good case, and your child is one who likes to, throw things or just, carry around a device, it's going to get beat up. This is a great route to go. Also, you got to be aware of, it's really important to set up parental controls. And with the App Store, there are lots of apps available for your kids. So please watch our videos on Parent ProTech where we walk you through how to set up one correctly and safely to make sure that they have limitations and aren't just able to access anything on the App Store, on YouTube, on the web in general. And the last tablet I want to talk about is the LeapFrog LeapPad Academy. And let me tell you, this one's pretty full circle for me because I don't know about you, Melvin, but I grew up with a LeapFrog.
Yeah.
Or at least I remember plugging, it was like a LeapFrog. It's not a disc. Maybe it was a disc, but we had this LeapFrog like USB thing maybe that we would plug into our big tank of a desktop computer at home. And then, I would wait 3 minutes for it to launch and then open it and it would begin. And it's really funny now when you think about that in comparison to how short our attention spans are.
Yeah. No, seriously. And shout out to LeapFrog because they've stayed relevant throughout like generations. Like they continue to stay on the shelf and continue to push toward innovation and just, they're such a trusted brand because you really do learn. I mean, it's very educational. You can trust them with that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
That's
man, I love it.
Yeah, if you know you want to have a curated library of educational content, educational interactive experiences, I think the LeapFrog is a great place to begin. You know you're not going to have all the potential risks that are going to come with some of these other tablets, but you're just going to have an educational machine that's built with kids in mind. Consider the LeapFrog because it's a great tool for that. And a couple just quick downsides about the LeapFrog is you have to remember kids can outgrow it quickly because it is going to have that curated educational experience as they grow up. They might not be eager to use a LeapFrog. It might be kind of limited in experiences. And at the same time, it is going to be a lower resolution, more just a limited tablet in general. But for educational purposes, this one's a win.
Yeah. And brain rot is not included. So.
Brain rot is not included. Your child will not be scrolling TikTok for hours on the LeapFrog.
Yeah, that's right.
And if they do figure out a way to do that, you might need to go ahead and enroll them in college because they're really smart.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
on the bright side, they have a promising career ahead of them.
yeah, exactly. 100%.